It's a bird.
It's a plane.
No, it's Gadget Inspector. Well, alright, welcome to the Gadget Inspector channel. I'm glad you're here. Today we're comparing the OBSBOT Tiny webcam to the Logitech C920 webcam. Now I've already done a full review of the OBSBOT Tiny webcam. I'll leave you a link right here so you can check that out if you're interested. So right now both webcams are up. You're seeing both the OBSBOT Tiny and the Logitech C920. Now first off, I want to give you a chance to see if you can guess which one is which. So which one is this? And how about this one? All right, so the one you're seeing right now is the OBSBOT Tiny webcam, and this one is the Logitech C920. Okay, so once again, the Logitech C920 is on the left and the OBSBOT Tiny is on the right. Now, I always use the C920 to compare to other webcams because for me, it's always been my go-to webcam and nothing else seems to beat it out in terms of video quality and even audio quality for a webcam. But I think the OBSBOT Tiny just may have done that. It's actually becoming harder and harder to find the C920 out there because it has been out on the market for several years. Now, the main distinguishing factor of the OBSBOT Tiny is its ability to track a subject as it moves around. So you can see here, while I'm moving out of the frame with the C920, the OBSBOT Tiny continues to keep me in the frame. So that's the biggest difference. And the other difference is the OBSBOT Tiny can be controlled using hand gestures. So you're able to zoom in and out with the webcam just by putting up an L, just like that. And zoom back out just like so. And you can also put up a palm and that will lock the subject tracking. So if you don't want it to track the subject, you just put up a palm. I won't do that now, but you get the idea. Okay, so the C920 obviously doesn't have that technology. So today we're strictly comparing video quality and audio quality. Okay, and then we'll get out of here. Now, just for context, the OBSBOT Tiny is going for $199 out there on Amazon, and you can find the C920 these days in and around that $80 price point. Check the description box down below for a discount code for the OBSBOT Tiny, and that's available just for a limited time. Okay, first off, video quality. So to my eye, I can't really tell much of a difference between the two. Now, I will say that the C920 seems to have just a little bit more contrast, but just in terms of video quality, I think white balance is the same. It's handling light the same. And speaking of which, I have two lights, one to the left and one to the right of me in soft boxes. And I always recommend having solid lighting pretty much with any video that you're capturing, but especially with webcams, because the webcams, they have such small sensors. To get the best image, you want to make sure you have good lighting, and I'll put some options and recommendations down in the description box for you. Now, the most obvious difference between these two webcams, I'm sure you're noticing, is the field of view. The C920 is much tighter because it has a 78-degree field of view, and the OBSBOT Tiny is pretty wide. It's at 90 degrees, and it's actually the widest field of view on a webcam that I've personally used. So, and it makes sense, right? Because if you're going to be up and moving around giving a presentation, you want that wide field of view. So it totally makes sense. Now, the other thing to remember is you can zoom in and out. You can actually control how tight the camera is using the OBSBOT Tiny software. So you can manipulate your focal point up to 2 times. Now the C920 can also be zoomed in and out. That can only be done manually, of course, but it also has that functionality. But overall, just in terms of how the video looks, how the image looks to my eye, I'm gonna give these 2 webcams a tie. I don't really favor one more over the other. They both look really good, and I really see any issues here. And you can also make adjustments to these webcams. I'm actually on a Mac right now. So there's an app you can download. I believe it's called Webcam Settings or something like that. I'll put up on the screen exactly what that is. On a Windows PC, you'll be able to manipulate the different settings like white balance, saturation, so on and so forth, right within a program such as OBS. Okay, now for audio quality. The audio that you're hearing right now is coming from the Audio-Technica AT2020. I'm gonna drop this out right now, and I'm gonna let you hear how the audio sounds from the native mics in each of the webcams. Let's start with the Logitech C920 first. Okay, now you're hearing audio from the Logitech C920. I'm about, we'll call it between 12 and 16 inches away from the webcam, just right in front of my monitor here. So this is how the audio sounds. I'm just speaking in my natural speaking voice. So we're gonna drop this out now, and you're gonna hear what the audio from the OBSBOT Tiny sounds like next. Okay, now you're hearing audio from the OBSBOT Tiny webcam. It has noise cancellation according to the marketing materials. But yeah, so you can just get an idea of how each of these sounds. I'm just kind of jabbering away here. But we're going to go back to the Audio-Technica AT2020 now. Okay, now personally, I think both of these webcams are passable in terms of using the native mics from each. I think the audio from the OBSBOT Tiny is a little bit louder, maybe a little more clear, but I wouldn't be opposed to using each of these in a pinch if I don't have my own mic. Now, with that said, just like lighting, I always recommend, I sound like a broken record, but I always recommend pairing a good quality webcam with a good quality microphone. Now, you don't have to go as far as getting something like this, but you could get a nice budget-friendly plug and play USB microphone. And I did a video review of one. I'll put a link up here for you to check that out if you're interested. It's about between $50 and $53. You can find it out there on Amazon. Like I said, I did a full review. It's a mic that I would use myself. So really, really good quality on that one. Okay, now I'm gonna give you just a few more samples of each webcam individually, full screen here. So again, this is the C920. And this is the OBSBOT Tiny. Once again, the C920. And the OBSBOT Tiny. Okay, so in conclusion, I was already impressed with the OBSBOT Tiny. And after doing this comparison, I'm pretty comfortable saying this is the best webcam I've used thus far, and it will likely be my new go-to webcam moving forward. It is a little bit of an investment for a webcam, of course, but it does everything that it is advertised to do in terms of the subject tracking and the gesture control. So, you know, if it's something that you think you would benefit from, check it out. I'm leaving links in the description box. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll do my best. And until next time, be good to somebody, be good to yourself. I will see you in the next one. Later, y'all.